Baldur's Gate 3 Patch 7 drops on PC next week, delayed on console. The long-awaited Patch 7 for Baldur's Gate 3 is set to be released next week, according to Larian Studios CEO, Swen Vincke. This patch has been highly anticipated by the game's dedicated fanbase, and it promises exciting additions in the form of official mod support and revamped evil endings. While the modding tools in Patch 7 won't be as extensive as those seen in Divinity, Original Sin 2, players can still expect a range of customization options. These tools will allow for the creation and installation of custom classes, UI elements, spells, quality-of-life fixes, dice mechanics, and more. What's more, Larian has ensured that future patches will be less likely to interfere with mods or modded saves, although Patch May 7 still cause some disruptions until mod authors catch up. Patch 7 for Baldur's Gate 3 drops next week, bringing modding tools and new evil endings to PC. Console and Mac players will have to wait a little longer, as Larian is still ironing out some issues on these platforms. Once the patch drops, everyone will be able to install mods with ease. Patch 7 is coming out next week, announces Larian boss Swen Vincke, speaking at PX West. We're going to be putting a lot of attention on the modding community that's been helping us with the mods that we can officially support. Vincke continues, explaining the reason for the delay on other platforms. Our goal is to do cross-platform modding support, which is not the easiest thing in the world because we have to make it work on console and on PC, he says. We'll start with the PC version. The console version will come a bit later because it has to go through a bunch of submission processes. This also gives us time to see whatever goes wrong and fix it so that we get it in time for console. As the release of Patch 7 approaches, players eagerly anticipate the new content and enhancements it will bring to Baldur's Gate 3. While the exact release date remains unknown, Larian Studios is expected to implement the patch in the upcoming days. Stay tuned for further updates, and be sure not to miss out on this highly anticipated update for one of the most beloved RPGs of recent years. Additional factual information. Baldur's Gate 3 is a role-playing video game developed by Larian Studios and published by Wizards of the Coast. Patch 7 is one of the major updates for the game, bringing new features and improvements. The game is set in the Forgotten Realms, a popular Dungeons & Dragons campaign setting. Baldur's Gate 3 is a sequel to the iconic Baldur's Gate series, with the story taking place after the events of the previous games. The game features a turn-based combat system and a deep narrative with player choices that affect the storyline and character development. Key questions and answers. 1. What is the release date for Patch 7 of Baldur's Gate 3? The exact release date is unknown, but it is expected to be released in the upcoming days. 2. What are the major additions in Patch 7? Patch 7 introduces official mod support, allowing players to create and install custom content. It also brings revamped evil endings, quality-of-life improvements, increased reactivity, and changes to the side character Elvira. Key challenges or controversies. One potential challenge is the compatibility of mods with future patches. While Larian Studios aims to minimize disruptions, mods may require updates to work properly with new patches. Another challenge could be the balancing of the evil endings to ensure they provide satisfying conclusions for players who choose a malevolent path. Advantages. Mod support provides players with the ability to customize their gameplay experience and extend the game's lifespan. Revamped evil endings add depth and replayability for players interested in exploring darker storylines. Quality-of-life improvements enhance the overall gameplay experience, making it more enjoyable for players. Disadvantages. Mod compatibility issues may arise, particularly with future patches. Limited extent of modding tools compared to Divinity. Original Sin May 2 disappoint some players. There is a possibility of encountering bugs or glitches with the introduction of new features in Patch 7.